What if I told you that the very pills meant to keep you healthy are actually the ones making you feel tired, dizzy, or even confused? For millions of seniors over 70, this is a daily medical reality that goes completely unnoticed by the modern healthcare system. We need to talk about the hidden dangers in your medicine cabinet right now. After age 70, your liver and kidneys don't process chemicals the same way they did at 40. This means medications that were safe 10 years ago can become toxic today. The biology of aging changes the rules of pharmacy, and failing to understand this can lead to catastrophic health consequences for you or your loved ones. Today, I'm issuing a formal doctor's warning on 7 common medications that many seniors should consider stopping or reducing immediately to avoid falls, memory loss, and internal organ damage. This isn't just medical advice, it's about reclaiming your independence and protecting your quality of life during your golden years. Stick with me until the very end, because the last drug on this list is one that millions of people take every single night without realizing the grave danger it poses to their long-term cognitive health. It's a silent threat hiding in plain sight in medicine cabinets across the country, and you need to know about it. My name is Dr. Manocci. I've spent over 20 years working with patients over 70, and I can tell you that the biggest threat to your health isn't a disease, it's something called polypharmacy. This is the silent crisis of our time, where the treatment often becomes more dangerous than the condition itself. Polypharmacy is the use of multiple medications that interact and overwhelm your aging body. Most doctors don't realize they're creating this problem. Approximately 42% of adults over 65 are on 5 or more medications, leading to a complex web of chemical interactions that your system simply cannot manage. Even more shocking, data shows that 12% of seniors take 10 or more drugs daily. This chemical saturation is the primary driver of hospitalizations and falls. Your body simply wasn't built to process this much chemistry at once, and the metabolic load is pushing many seniors into a state of chronic toxicity. Before I reveal the 7 medications, you need to understand a concept that almost no one talks about called the prescribing cascade. This is the dangerous cycle of treating side effects as new medical conditions, leading to an endless spiral of new prescriptions that mask the underlying problem while creating new ones. It starts simply. You go to your doctor with high blood pressure and get a medication. That medication causes side effects like dizziness or fatigue. But instead of adjusting the drug, the system moves to step 2, assuming these are new symptoms of aging rather than reactions to the treatment you just started. The doctor prescribes a second drug to treat the dizziness. That second drug causes insomnia, so they give you a sleeping pill. Now you're on 3 drugs, and the cycle has only just begun to spiral out of control, as each new chemical introduces its own set of potential adverse reactions. The sleeping pill makes you groggy in the morning, so they suggest a stimulant or antidepressant. Before you know it, you're taking 10 medications and feeling worse than ever. This is the chemical prison of the cascade, where your identity is buried under a mountain of prescriptions that you may not even need. Take the calcium channel blocker cascade. 10% of patients on amlodipine develop significant leg swelling. Doctors often mistake this for heart failure and prescribe Lasix, a loop diuretic. This is a classic medical error that we see far too often in geriatric medicine, and it sets off a dangerous chain reaction. The Lasix then causes electrolyte imbalances, dehydration, and a drastically increased risk of falls. A cascade that could have been avoided by simply recognizing the amlodipine was the cause of the swelling in the first place. Awareness of these interactions is the first step towards saving your health from unnecessary drugs. Another example is donepezil for Alzheimer's. It can cause urinary frequency. This is often treated with an anticholinergic drug for overactive bladder. Ironically, the second drug blocks the memory-enhancing effects of the first, actively worsening the very cognitive decline you were trying to treat. It's medical counterproductivity. The fatigue, the confusion, the weakness you're experiencing, it's not just your age, it's the chemistry in your system. This is especially dangerous after age 70 because your internal processing factory has slowed down significantly, and the drugs you take are staying active for far longer than they used to. Your liver and kidneys, the organs responsible for breaking down and eliminating drugs, are working at 40 to 60% of the capacity they had when you were 40 years old. They simply cannot keep up with the load anymore, leading to a backlog of chemicals that circulate through your body and brain. To understand your health, you must understand ADME, absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. In your 70s, every one of these steps is fundamentally altered by your changing physiology. It's a new biological reality that requires a completely different approach to medication management than what worked in your 40s. Distribution changes drastically. Seniors have more body fat and less water. Fat-soluble drugs like Valium stay in your system longer, while water-soluble drugs like digoxin reach toxic peaks much faster. It's a double-edged sword where the same dose you took for years suddenly becomes a lethal burden on your system. Metabolism slows as hepatic blood flow can decrease by 50%. This reduces the liver's ability to clear drugs through first-pass metabolism. Medications that should be gone in 6 hours might linger in your system for 12 or even 24, meaning you're effectively double-dosing yourself without even knowing it. Excretion is the final hurdle. By age 80, your kidney filtration rate can be reduced by half. This causes common meds like gabapentin or certain antibiotics to build up to dangerous levels, leading to renal toxicity, intense confusion, and even acute kidney failure. Your filters are simply clogged with modern chemistry. This means medications stay in your system longer, build up to toxic levels, and cause side effects that younger people don't experience. What was safe at 40 is a potential poison at 75. We have to respect these biological limits if we want to live long, healthy, and independent lives. Furthermore, your brain becomes more sensitive. The blood-brain barrier, the brain's protective shield, weakens as we age. This allows drugs to cross over more easily, causing disproportionately high levels of confusion, delirium, and cognitive impairment. Your brain is literally being bathed in chemicals it can no longer keep out. The clinical data is undeniable. A major study in JAMA found that adults over 70 on 5 or more medications have a 50% higher risk of falls and a 35% higher risk of cognitive impairment. The medications themselves literally become the disease, eroding your health one pill at a time. It's a medical tragedy. Even more alarming, seniors on 5 or more meds have an 88% higher risk of hospitalization for drug-related issues. 12% of all elderly admissions are due to adverse drug reactions. This is a public health emergency that we can no longer ignore. We are over-medicating our seniors into a state of early and preventable decline. Now, let me reveal the 7 common medications that are particularly dangerous after age 70. Pay close attention to the symptoms I'm about to describe, because they are the red flags your body is waving to tell you something is very, very wrong with your current regimen. First up, benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines are drugs commonly prescribed for anxiety and sleep. Common names include Ativan, Valium, Xanax, and Restoril. If you are over 70 and taking these drugs regularly, you are putting your health at extreme risk every single day. They are far more dangerous for the aging brain than most doctors acknowledge. Benzodiazepines are the #1 cause of hip fractures in seniors. They slow down your brain's processing speed and dull your vital reflexes. When you stand up, your brain doesn't react fast enough to maintain your balance. You sway, you stumble, and you fall. The consequences are often permanent and life-changing. A hip fracture at 80 often leads to a tragic cascade of complications: hospitalization, immobility, and pneumonia. Tragically, many people never fully recover their independence after such a fall. These pills are stealing your ability to walk and live on your own terms. We must stop this cycle before it starts for you. But there's an even more insidious danger: pseudo-dementia. You appear to have Alzheimer's, exhibiting memory loss, confusion, and difficulty finding words. But it's not a brain disease. It's the drug's effect on your synapses. When the drug is stopped, the mind often returns to its full former clarity. It's a miracle of deprescribing. I've seen patients ready for nursing homes come back to full mental clarity after tapering off benzodiazepines. Their families thought they were losing them to dementia, but they were just losing them to a pill. Recovery is possible, and it starts with a conversation with a qualified geriatric specialist who understands these risks. Symptoms to watch for: if you feel foggy in the morning, have had near falls, or family members say you're becoming increasingly forgetful, benzodiazepines could be the primary cause. This is not just a natural part of getting old, it's a chemical side effect. Take these signs seriously before a devastating fall happens. Excretion is the final hurdle. By age 80, your kidney filtration rate can be reduced by half. This causes common meds like gabapentin or certain antibiotics to build up to dangerous levels, leading to renal toxicity, intense confusion, and even acute kidney failure. Your filters are simply clogged with modern chemistry. Medication number 2, overaggressive blood pressure medications. Now, I'm not saying blood pressure medication is bad, control is necessary. But after age 70, the targets must shift to protect your brain's blood supply. Many doctors push these numbers too low, putting you at extreme risk for a fall. Current guidelines from the American College of Cardiology suggest a target of less than a 130/80 for seniors, but pushing it much lower, especially below 110 systolic, is often catastrophic for balance and cognitive function. We need to find the balance between heart protection and fall prevention. The SPRINT trial found that while aggressive lowering helps some younger patients, it significantly increased falls, fainting, and acute kidney injury in adults over age 75. The trade-off is often not worth it for the elderly. We must be more cautious with our dosing as our patients enter their 70s and 80s. The SPRINT trial found that while aggressive lowering helped some younger patients, it significantly increased falls, fainting, and acute kidney injury in adults over age 75. The trade-off is often not worth it for the elderly. We must be more cautious with our dosing as our patients enter their 70s and 80s. If you feel lightheaded when standing, or your sitting blood pressure is consistently 100/60 or lower, your medication may be too strong. Common culprits are Lasix, ACE inhibitors, and alpha blockers like Cardura. Ask your doctor about reducing your dose to a safer, more sustainable level for your age. Medication number 3, proton pump inhibitors or PPIs. These are the drugs for acid reflux and heartburn, like Prilosec and Nexium. Millions of seniors take these every single day, often for decades, but long-term use is creating a cascade of serious nutritional and cognitive problems that most patients are never told about. PPIs work by shutting down stomach acid, but you need that acid to absorb critical nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and B12. Long-term use, over a year, increases your risk of a hip fracture by a staggering 50% due to calcium deficiency. You are literally weakening your skeleton from the inside out with these pills. B12 deficiency causes tingling in the hands and feet, balance problems, and profound memory loss. Research shows that long-term PPI users have a significantly higher risk of developing dementia and chronic kidney disease. This is not just heartburn relief, it's a fundamental change to your body's ability to fuel your brain and kidneys. PPIs also increase your risk of pneumonia and dangerous C. diff infections. Without stomach acid to kill off harmful bacteria, they survive and migrate to your lungs or gut, causing life-threatening infections in seniors whose immune systems are already struggling. The protection you get from reflux comes at a very high cost to your overall health. The truth is, most people don't need PPIs long-term. Lifestyle changes like avoiding late-night eating or elevating the head of your bed can control reflux for many. Or you can switch to milder options like Pepcid, which don't block acid as completely and carry far fewer risks to your bones and your brain. Discuss a tapering plan today. Medication number 4, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs. This includes Advil, Aleve, and prescription versions like Mobic. These are some of the most commonly used medications for arthritis and pain, but after age 70, they are extremely dangerous to your stomach, your kidneys, and your heart. They are not safe just because they are OTC. Your liver and kidneys, the organs responsible for breaking down and eliminating drugs, are working at 40 to 60% of the capacity they had when you were 40 years old. They simply cannot keep up with the load anymore, leading to a backlog of chemicals that circulate through your body and brain. NSAIDs reduce blood flow to your kidneys, which are already struggling after age 70. This accelerates kidney decline toward failure. Furthermore, daily NSAID use increases your risk of heart attack and stroke by up to 50%. These drugs can be far more damaging to your heart than the high blood pressure they are often used alongside. Watch for stomach pain or dark stools, which indicate internal bleeding. Safer alternatives include topical NSAID gels like diclofenac, which don't enter your bloodstream, or appropriate doses of Tylenol. Physical therapy and gentle exercise are also far safer and often more effective than daily pills for chronic arthritis pain in your 70s. Medication number 5, muscle relaxants like Flexeril and Soma. Often prescribed for back pain or muscle spasms, these drugs don't just relax your muscles, they cloud your entire central nervous system. For seniors, this creates a state of confusion and physical instability that is far more dangerous than the original back pain. These drugs cause sedation, dizziness, and severely impaired coordination. The Beers criteria explicitly recommends avoiding them entirely in older adults because the morning grogginess leads directly to falls and hip fractures. The risk-to-benefit ratio for muscle relaxants in seniors is simply unacceptable. We must find better ways to manage your pain. Most muscle spasms improve with heat, ice, or gentle stretching. In your 70s, the temporary relief from a pill is not worth the risk of a fall that could end your independence. Physical therapy is almost always a better choice for long-term back health than these dangerous central nervous system depressants. Choose movement over meds. Medication number 6. First-generation antihistamines like Benadryl. These are often hidden in popular over-the-counter sleep aids like Tylenol PM and Advil PM. Many seniors take these for years to help with sleep, but they are systematically damaging your brain's ability to process memory and maintain clarity. They are far more than just sleep aids. These drugs block acetylcholine, a vital neurotransmitter for memory. This causes dry mouth, blurred vision, urinary retention, and, most dangerously, significant memory impairment and mental confusion. For men, these drugs can also make it nearly impossible to urinate due to their effects on an enlarged prostate. They are toxic to the geriatric system. A landmark JAMA study followed 3,000 seniors for 7 years and found that those using these anticholinergic drugs regularly had a 54% higher risk of developing dementia. The short-term sleep you get from Benadryl is not worth the long-term loss of your cognitive identity. We have to stop using these drugs as a convenience for sleep. For allergies, use Zyrtec or Claritin. They don't cross into the brain and cause these dangerous side effects. For sleep, focus on sleep hygiene, a dark room, no screens before bed, and a consistent schedule. If you must use a supplement, melatonin is far safer than any anticholinergic PM drug on the market today. Protect your brain. And finally, medication number 7, the one millions take every night without realizing the danger. Low-dose aspirin for primary prevention. For decades, this was standard advice for everyone over 65. But the rules of medicine have changed, and if you haven't been updated, you could be at high risk for internal bleeding right now. The massive ASPRI trial followed 19,000 healthy seniors over 70 taking daily aspirin. The results were shocking. Aspirin did not reduce heart attacks or strokes in healthy seniors. Instead, it did nothing for prevention while introducing a much more immediate and dangerous threat to their lives. The evidence is now clear. The old advice is outdated. The American College of Cardiology now states that daily aspirin is not recommended for healthy adults over 70 without a history of heart disease. The risk of major gastrointestinal and brain bleeding far outweighs any potential benefit. You may be taking a baby aspirin that is actually setting the stage for a major medical crisis. Now, a critical warning. Do not stop taking aspirin if you have already had a heart attack, stroke, or a stent placement. In those cases, it is vital. But if you are taking it just for prevention and have no cardiovascular history, the guidelines have changed. Ask your doctor today if it's time to stop your daily aspirin before a bleed happens. The first step in taking control of your health is the brown bag review. This is a simple but powerful tool to help your doctor see the full picture of your chemical intake. You need to gather every single pill, supplement, and over-the-counter medication you take and put them all in one bag. No exceptions. This clarity is essential for safety. Many doctors don't realize how many medications their patients are actually taking because different specialists prescribe different things, and often there is no one looking at the complete picture. The brown bag review forces everyone to acknowledge the cumulative effect of these overlapping treatments. Information is your best defense against toxicity. Step 2. Understand tapering. Never ever stop any of these medications cold turkey on your own. Some, especially benzodiazepines and certain blood pressure medications, can cause dangerous withdrawal symptoms or a rebound effect if stopped suddenly. Deprescribing is a careful process, not an event. It requires medical supervision and a slow, steady reduction. Your body has adapted to these chemicals over months or years. To safely remove them, we must allow your nervous system and your organs to recalibrate slowly. We often reduce doses by 10 or 25% every few weeks, monitoring your symptoms and vital signs at every step. This patience is what ensures a successful and permanent recovery of your health. Use specific scripts. I am concerned about the long-term cognitive effects of this PPI, or I've noticed I'm dizzy when I stand up. Could my BP med be too high? A good doctor will welcome these questions and work with you to simplify your routine. If they won't, it may be time to seek a second opinion from someone who specializes in aging. A doctor nodding understandingly to a patient during a consultation. Positive and collaborative atmosphere. Professional medical office. Davazirbachi, image KJS 856 H. Step 4. Consider a geriatrician. Geriatricians are specialists trained specifically in managing the unique medical needs and drug sensitivities of older adults. They are often much more comfortable with the process of prescribing than general practitioners because they see the devastating effects of polypharmacy every single day in their clinics. They are your allies. If you are a family member of a senior over 70, you are a vital part of the medical team. Watch for the signs of polypharmacy, new confusion, increased falls, or loss of appetite. Be the one to ask the hard questions at the doctor's office. Your advocacy can save your loved one from the prescribing cascade and give them years of clarity back. Finally, step 5. Reclaim your life. I have seen patients transform after reducing their medication burden. It is one of the most rewarding parts of my practice. The chronic brain fog lifts, your energy returns, and the constant fear of falling begins to fade. You start to feel like yourself again, often for the first time in many years. It is beautiful to witness. When you remove the chemical dampeners from your system, your brain's natural processing power returns. Patients tell me they can focus on their hobbies again, engage more deeply with their grandchildren, and remember details that they thought were lost to time. It's not a miracle. It's just the restoration of your natural human biology. You deserve this clarity. Physically, the change is just as profound. When your blood pressure isn't being pushed too low and your muscles aren't being artificially relaxed, your balance and strength return. You can stand up without fear and walk with a steady gait. This physical independence is the true foundation of a long and happy life after 70. Reclaiming it is within your reach. Let's look at real results. Mrs. G came to me on 3 different benzodiazepines for sleep and anxiety. She was falling once a month, and her family thought she had early Alzheimer's. Over 3 months, we tapered her off completely. Today, she hasn't fallen in a year. Her memory has returned, and she's back to gardening every single day. Medication was her only disease. Mr. T was on 4 blood pressure meds, and his systolic was consistently 100. He was so dizzy he couldn't leave his house. We reduced his regimen to 2 medications, bringing his BP to a safe 135/80. His dizziness vanished instantly. He's now back to his weekly chess club and walking to the grocery store. More medication was making him a shut-in. The goal of geriatric medicine is not just to keep you alive for more years, it's to ensure those years are worth living. The current system often sacrifices your quality of life, your clarity, your balance, your joy, for the sake of numeric targets. We need to shift the focus back to how you feel and what you can actually do every day. That is true health. In many cases, the conditions we treat with pills can be managed with what we put on our plates. An anti-inflammatory diet rich in whole foods, healthy fats, and lean proteins can reduce the need for NSAIDs and blood pressure medications. Food is the most powerful drug you take 3 times a day. Use it to heal your body, not just fill it. Movement is the best muscle relaxant and pain reliever we have. Gentle exercise, tai chi, and strength training can often eliminate the need for muscle relaxants and reduce arthritis pain significantly. Movement keeps your brain sharp and your balance steady. Before you reach for a pill, reach for your walking shoes. Your body was designed to move. If you are a family member of a senior over 70, you are a vital part of the medical team. Watch for the signs of polypharmacy, new confusion, increased falls, or loss of appetite. Be the one to ask the hard questions at the doctor's office. Your advocacy can save your loved one from the prescribing cascade and give them years of clarity back. To help you get started, perform a medication audit today. 1. Gather every pill you take. 2. Note any new dizziness or memory issues. 3. Specifically look for benzodiazepines or long-term PPIs. 4. Schedule a medication review with a specialist. This simple four-step process is the roadmap to a safer, simpler, and much more vibrant life after 70. Start today. Geriatric care has evolved fundamentally. In the past, we simply added more medicine as patients aged. Today, we understand that true care is personalized and often involves subtraction rather than addition. We are entering a new era of geriatric pharmacology where your individual metabolic profile determines your safety. This is the future of aging. Similarly, monitoring your hepatic enzymes, such as ALT and AST, provides a window into your liver's health. Your liver is the chemical factory of your body, and polypharmacy often puts it in a state of chronic stress. By tracking these markers, we can ensure that your medication regimen isn't causing silent internal damage that could lead to liver failure later in life. If you are a family member of a senior over 70, you are a vital part of the medical team. Watch for the signs of polypharmacy: new confusion, increased falls, or loss of appetite. Be the one to ask the hard questions at the doctor's office. Your advocacy can save your loved one from the prescribing cascade and give them years of clarity back. Similarly, monitoring your hepatic enzymes, such as ALT and AST, provides a window into your liver's health. Your liver is the chemical factory of your body, and polypharmacy often puts it in a state of chronic stress. By tracking these markers, we can ensure that your medication regimen isn't causing silent internal damage that could lead to liver failure later in life. If you are a family member of a senior over 70, you are a vital part of the medical team. Watch for the signs of polypharmacy: new confusion, increased falls, or loss of appetite. Be the one to ask the hard questions at the doctor's office. Your advocacy can save your loved one from the prescribing cascade and give them years of clarity back. Don't overlook your footwear. Stability starts from the ground up. Choose shoes with non-slip soles and proper arch support. Avoid walking in socks or loose slippers at home, especially if you are in the middle of a medication taper. Proper footwear provides the sensory feedback your brain needs to maintain balance as it recalibrates to a simpler chemical state. If you are a family member of a senior over 70, you are a vital part of the medical team. Watch for the signs of polypharmacy: new confusion, increased falls, or loss of appetite. Be the one to ask the hard questions at the doctor's office. Your advocacy can save your loved one from the prescribing cascade and give them years of clarity back. Never underestimate the power of social connection. Isolation is a significant risk factor for depression and cognitive decline, often leading to more prescriptions. Engaging with friends, family, and your community provides the emotional support and mental stimulation that no pill can replicate. Social medicine is free, side effect-free, and vital for healthy aging after age 70. Connect today. Deprescribing requires a fundamental mental shift. You must move from a mindset of more medicine to a mindset of optimal vitality. It's about trusting your body's natural ability to maintain balance when it's not being overwhelmed. This shift can be challenging, but the reward, a life lived with clarity and physical independence, is the greatest gift you can give yourself in your 70s and 80s. Trust the process. Imagine a future where you wake up every morning with a clear mind and a steady step. A future where you are not defined by the pills on your nightstand, but by the memories you make and the miles you walk. This future is not just a dream. It is the natural result of respecting your aging biology and simplifying your life. A future free of chemical fog is waiting for you. Reclaim it today. Imagine a future where you wake up every morning with a clear mind and a steady step. A future where you are not defined by the pills on your nightstand, but by the memories you make and the miles you walk. This future is not just a dream. It is the natural result of respecting your aging biology and simplifying your life. A future free of chemical fog is waiting for you. Reclaim it today. If you are ready to reclaim your health and your independence, subscribe to Dr. Manouchi right now. You don't have to navigate this complex medical system alone. We are building a community of empowered seniors who choose vitality over polypharmacy. Join us, share this video with someone you love, and let's start this life-changing journey to a simpler, healthier life together today. I want to hear your story. Look at your nightstand right now. How many medications are you taking? Tell me in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about how we can all simplify our routines. Your comment might be the very thing that gives another senior the courage to speak to their doctor. We are in this together. Let's see if we can reduce your pill burden starting today. Thank you for trusting me with your health today. I am Dr. Manochi, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay healthy, stay independent, and never forget that you have the power to live your best life after 70. Reclaiming your clarity is the greatest victory of all. Goodbye for now, and stay strong. Despite the challenges of aging, your body possesses a remarkable resilience. When we remove the chemical obstacles of polypharmacy, your internal systems can often recover much of their former efficiency. This biological potential is what makes prescribing so effective even in your 80s and 90s. Your body wants to be healthy. We just need to stop overwhelming it with modern chemistry. Trust in your natural vitality. Remember Mrs. G and Mr. T. Their stories are not unique. They represent a growing number of seniors who have chosen to simplify their medications and reclaim their quality of life. These success stories prove that less is often more when it comes to healthy aging. You can be the next success story. It starts with one brown bag and one honest conversation with your doctor. Believe in your recovery. Deprescribing is not just a trend, it is a global movement in geriatric medicine. Organizations like the American Geriatric Society and the World Health Organization are now making medication reduction a primary goal for senior care. Doctors around the world are waking up to the dangers of polypharmacy. You are part of a massive shift toward a safer and more sensible standard of medical care for the elderly. The world is changing for you. To support your journey, I have curated a library of resources for you. This includes guides on the Beers criteria, templates for your doctor's visit, and links to specialized geriatric clinics. Knowledge is your best medicine. Use these tools to educate yourself and your family. The more you know about the risks of polypharmacy, the more effectively you can advocate for a simpler and safer life. Your resources are waiting. Start a health journal today. Track your energy levels, your balance, and any new symptoms alongside your medication schedule. This log is an invaluable tool for your doctor to see how your body is actually reacting to your current regimen. Documenting your vitality provides the objective data needed to make safe and effective prescribing decisions. Your journal is the voice of your biology. Listen to it carefully. The ultimate goal of everything we've discussed today is vitality. Vitality to engage with your family, vitality to pursue your passions, and vitality to live your 70s and 80s with dignity and joy. Reducing your medication burden is the bridge to this vibrant future. It is the most important health decision you can make for your golden years. Choose vitality, choose simplicity, and choose a future free of chemical fog. You deserve it. This masterclass has been a journey through the complex world of geriatric pharmacology. I hope it has empowered you to take control of your medicine cabinet and your future. Remember the 7 medications, remember the 5 steps, and never forget that you are the CEO of your own health. Reclaiming your life is possible at any age. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your commitment to your own vitality. I'll see you soon. We are part of a revolution in senior health. A revolution where clarity, balance, and independence are valued more than any prescription. By joining this movement, you are helping to create a world where seniors are respected for their vitality, not just managed for their diseases. Stand with us, share your story, and let's make healthy aging the new global standard. You are empowered. We are empowered. Together, we are changing medicine for the better. Stay strong. My vision for 21st century aging is one of integration and simplicity. A vision where the doctor's first question is, how can we simplify your life? And the second is, how can we help you move better? This holistic approach is the future of geriatrics. Join me in demanding this standard of care. Your aging body is a masterpiece of evolution. Let's treat it with the respect and the simplicity it deserves. The vision is here. Let's make it our reality. The information you learned today can save a life. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and especially with anyone you know over age 70. The prescribing cascade is a silent threat, and awareness is the only cure. Be the one to spread this message of health and independence. Help us reach every senior in need of a simpler, safer routine. Share the health today and help us change lives across the world. Thank you for being a part of this mission. Your health is not just about the pills you take, it's about the choices you make every day to protect your independence and your clarity. Subscribe to Dr. Manouchi so you never miss this life-changing medical information. Tell me your medication count in the comments and let's start your journey to a simpler, healthier life together. Thank you for watching and stay healthy.